Hi everybody, it's Tusky, and welcome to my Baldur's Gate book series. Today we're reading the in-game book, History of the Dead 3. Knucklebones, Skull Bowling, and the Empty Throne. In ages past there was but one god of strife, death, and the dead, and he was known as Yurgle, Lord of the End of Everything. Yurgle fermented and fed on the discord among mortals and powers alike. When beings slew each other in their quest for power or in their hatred, he welcomed them into his shadowy kingdom of eternal gloom. As all things died, eventually everything came to him. And over time, he built his power into a kingdom unchallenged by any other god. Eventually, however, he grew tired of his duties, for he knew them too well. Without challenge, there is nothing, and in nothingness there is only gloom. In such a state, the difference between absolute power and absolute powerlessness is undetectable. During this dark era, there arose three powerful mortals, Bane, Bale, and Merkel, who lusted after the power Yurgle wielded. The trio forged an unholy pact, agreeing they would dare to seek such ultimate power, or die in the attempt. Over the length and breadth of the realms they strode, seeking powerful magic and spells and defying death at every turn. No matter what monster they confronted, or what spells they braved, the three mortals emerged unscathed at every turn. Eventually, the trio destroyed one of the seven lost gods, and they each seized a portion of his divine essence for themselves. The trio then journeyed into the Grey Waste, and sought out the Castle of Bone. Through armies of skeletons, legions of zombies, hordes of non-corporeal undead, and a gauntlet of liches, they battled. Eventually, they reached the object of their lifelong quest, the Bone Throne. "I claim this throne of evil," shouted Bane the tyrant. "I'll destroy you before you can raise a finger," threatened Bale the assassin. "And I shall imprison your essence for eternity," promised Merkel the necromancer. Yurgle arose from his throne with a weary expression and said, "The throne is yours. I have grown weary of this empty power. Take it, if you wish. I promise to serve and guide you as your seneschal until you grow comfortable with the position." Before the stunned trio could react, the Lord of the Dead continued, "Who among you shall rule?" The trio immediately fell to fighting amongst themselves while Yurgle looked on with indifference. When eventually it appeared that either they would all die of exhaustion or battle on for an eternity, the Lord of the End of Everything intervened. "After all you have sacrificed, would you come away with nothing? Would you not divide the portfolios of the office and engage in a game of skill for them?" asked Yurgle. Bane, Bale, and Merkel considered the god's offer and agreed. Yurgle took the heads of his three most powerful liches and gave them to the trio, that they would compete by bowling the skulls. Each mortal rolled a skull across the Grey Waste, having agreed that the winner would be he who bowled the farthest. Malar the Beast Lord arrived to visit Yurgle at this moment. After quickly ascertaining that the winner of the contest would get all of Yurgle's power, he chased off after the three skulls to make sure that the contest would be halted until he had a chance to participate for the prize. Bane, Bale, and Merkel again fell to fighting, as it was obvious their sport was ruined. And again Yurgle intervened. "Why don't you allow Lady Luck to decide so you don't have to share with the beasts?" The trio agreed, and Yurgle broke off his skeletal finger bones and gave them to the players. When Malar returned from chasing the skulls, he found that the trio had just finished a game of knucklebones. Bane cried out triumphantly, "As winner, I choose to rule for all eternity as the ultimate tyrant. I can introduce hatred and strife at my whim, and all will bow down before me while in my kingdom." Merkel, who had won second place, declared, "But I choose the dead, and by doing so I truly win, because all you are lord over, Bane, will eventually be mine. All things must die, even gods." Bale, who finished third, demurred, "I choose death, and it is by my hand that all you rule over, Lord Bane, will eventually pass to Lord Merkel." Both of you must pay honor to me and obey my wishes, since I can destroy your kingdom, Bane, by murdering your subjects, and I can starve your kingdom, Merkel, by staying my hand." Malar growled in frustration, but could do nothing, and yet again only the beasts were left for him. And Jörgel merely smiled, for he had been delivered. Thanks everybody.